Yo, what up, homies? This video is all about District0x, DNT. We're gonna go over that, all that and more in this video. Smash the subscribe button if you're new here and smash the like button if you guys like this content. So jumping right into it. As we see, the current market conditions are looking mighty fine. Doge pushing 72 cents. Just be careful with Saturday Night Live tonight. Just be careful, okay? Anyways, on to the DNT. Back in memory lane. As we see here, we bought in DNT back in October of 2020 when the current price was under a penny. I believe it was the beginning of the month. I'd have to check my records to be exactly for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was like back in here. It was like 0.008 something. I mean, under a penny, nonetheless, still a great buy. But then we had this massive parabolic spike. The reason why we're going back in memory lane is because nobody cared. When I mentioned it back here, nobody cared about it. But when did everybody want to get into this good old DNT? When did everybody want to do that? Well, that was when we were all the way up here. Everybody was like, oh my goodness, things going to the moon, going to the moon. It's just going to keep going. But that's not how it works. When something pumps, I believe this was an 800% pump. Yes, 843% on the end of the wick. So when something pumps that hard, I mean, there's gonna be a pullback. There's no, when it pumps that hard and you're buying all the way up here and you're like, oh, it's gonna keep going, your risk to reward is just not as great. That's why I'm saying with Doge today, your risk to reward is not that great. You're better off buying something else, in my humble opinion. I mean, unless you really believe in the project and you want to hold a long term, that's a different story. But if you're looking to make some quick bucks, it's definitely not what you want to do. Just like when buying DNT back here, back in November 2020. But then look what happened. We've consolidated for a while. It really irritated a lot of people, and it consolidated for a solid 60 days before we saw the next pump. Just friendly reminder, nobody cared about it back here. It wasn't the cool thing to buy. It wasn't hyped up, but that's a good time to buy based on what we've seen in the past. When something's not hyped up, that's typically a good time to buy. So now we had this massive pump. We take a nice measured move, 334%. Of course, about a 55% less of a pump, but still nonetheless 300 some percent. Absolutely amazing. Everybody up here wanted to buy because, oh, it's going to continue going. We're going to hit $1 today. Yeah, well, we're going to consolidate for a while. That's what's going to happen because, I mean, look what history has shown. Before we broke that all-time high, it was a solid 31 days. So that was about half the time as the previous one. So people were cool, pumped a little bit more. Ended up, if you guys are in the Patreon, you guys know when we took some profit. It was definitely a nice move right there. But we've been, consolidating ever since we had that top right here of 45 cents. So now it's been some time. People are getting irritated. They're getting frustrated with DNT, just like with the graph, just like with many cryptos that are not moving. They're just chopping sideways. It's been a solid 84 days. Yeah, we've had this line right here at, what's that, around 35 cents, 36 cents region. Look, resistance again. Resistance for 5 candles right there. Resistance, but we broke it. We even had confirmation. Let's zoom in here. We even had confirmation right there, and we still broke back down. Why did this happen? Because good old Bitcoin took a dump, okay? That is why it happened. So just keep in mind, this all does depend on what's happening with Bitcoin. And look, I mean, Bitcoin right now is doing pretty nice at just above $58,600. So keep your eye on Bitcoin, of course, see what's going on there. But right now, we're finally ticking back to the upside. We also have the moving averages are playing out right. They're in the correct order, 13, 21, and 50. That's what we want to see on the daily. Something else I want to point out is pulling up some indicators. We have the MACD. Look what just happened. I mean, we were losing that positive momentum for a while. I mean, obviously it was happening ever since Bitcoin took the dump, but now we just shot up with some more momentum. That is very bullish. That's what I like to see. Can we hold this momentum though? Can we keep it going? As always, the MACD is a lagging indicator. Price action is key. So keep your eye on the price action. Price action is going up right now. We are getting a little resistance at 34 cents at the current time of this daily candle. We really want to get above 35 cents with confirmation on multiple days because like we said, we had confirmation twice and then we just fell down because of Bitcoin. So please just watch out for that. Same thing with the R side. The cool thing here though is, we had the low here, we had the low here, we have the high, and then we have the high there. It's correlating with price action. That's great. And it's not like we're oversold or overbought. We're right there in the middle. There's plenty of room to the upside. As you can see, we've been up to 94 on the RSI twice. I'd want to see us beat that 94 on the RSI. That's going to be some major resistance. So watch out. When it does start pumping, watch that 94 level on the daily RSI. I definitely expect some resistance right there. So that's what I see in the indicators. That's what's going on with the RSI. That's what's going on with current price action. But of course, like I said, this really all comes down to like what's going on with Bitcoin, the entire crypto market, for the most part. Of course, there's outliers. DNT could end up being an outlier. It's 100% possible. People are sick of this coin. It's dead. It's not the cool thing to buy. And that's typically what I like to buy. So going over to Bitcoin, since I said there is such a big deal correlation with what's going on, because if we expect a massive dump in Bitcoin, we're probably going to see alt suffer as well. So just a quick recap there. The cool thing is, as we see, moving averages are out of whack. It's actually in the order of 50. That's what the 21 and 13. It's not what we want to see. You want to see a 13, 21, and 50. So you want that orange line on the bottom, just like we see here when we zoom in. You want it like this. And right now, we're actually bouncing right off the 50. That's good to see, which is currently around $56,740. We're coming in on the daily close in about 11 hours. You want to see us close above that. That right there will be great. As well as on the weekly, we're going to be closing a weekly candle here too. Let's pull this up. MACD is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Hopefully that reverses back. We are in a bull run, so hopefully it just plays out well. We've been bouncing off the 13 weekly EMA, so let's continue doing that, hold that as support. But something we do notice, like I have that dotted line right there, right around that $59,000 level, give or take like $500 in that region. We definitely got some resistance. You can see that a little bit better on the daily. So as we see before, first of all, we hit that level here. So resistance came smacking back down, nice, 30% correction. Bam, we broke it, but then fell right back down. Resistance, broke it, resistance for a while. Resistance broke it, held it as support, smacking right back down. And now we've just been playing back and forth. And what are we? We touched there, resistance, right there, resistance. Currently, we're at resistance, and I see my face is in the way, but you guys get the point. So what's going to happen there? Guys, only time will tell. So just keep your eye out for that resistance. Hopefully we end up breaking through. This is the weekly candle. We want to see if we can close above that, that would be great. But of course, if we can set ourselves up for the next week to close above, that would be even better. So I'd love to know your thoughts on DNT. Just wrapping the video up. Let's check out the weekly just for the fun of it. Wow, yeah, you could definitely see breaking 35 cents is a big issue. We want to do that. So as always, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you into DNT or are you not? As always, thanks for tuning in. Smack that like button, smack that subscribe button, and it's May, so may those gains be with you.